Hi guys, this is Sean Edwards, the developer of Lunar Flight, and this video is going to demonstrate some of the new features you'll find in the upcoming multiplayer update. Please note that a lot of the stuff is still in development. It's still a couple of weeks away, and also please excuse the quality of the microphone recording. It's a webcam, and my headset microphone has died on me, so but it's not too bad. So here we go. In the options menu, there's now a game tab, and it contains a new feature called the skill modifier and some new difficulty options. So there's unlimited fuel, invulnerability, auto leveling, and accurate landings. So with the skill modifier, the way this works is that if you enable these features, they will reduce the skill modifier, and when you complete a mission, the mission reward is multiplied against the skill modifier, and that determines your final rewards. So if you're using these cheats, unlimited fuel, invulnerability, etc., you'll only get 25% of the mission reward, but you'll still earn something. And I hope that this will make the game a lot more accessible for a lot more people, given how challenging the game actually is. And you'll notice down the bottom here, I haven't checked this one yet, which is accurate landings. And it'll actually give you an extra 25%. It requires you to land with all 4 feet within the circles of the landing pad. One other thing to note is you cannot change these once the mission has been accepted. That is to prevent you cheating. We wouldn't want that. And down here at the moment, it's the multiple options, draw labels, which is basically your selected target, and gives you a bunch of information about that target. So moving right along, you'll also notice there's a new font in a lot of the UI. A lot of this stuff was changed. I think it looks a lot cleaner, a lot nicer. So next up, now when you select a profile, you press play and you get the option now of single player and multiplayer. So I'll select multiplayer, then you can pick whether you want to join or create a server. In the create server, you can define the server name, select your mode. We're going to have 3 different modes on the initial release, maybe more later. I can't guarantee that, but this is what I'm hoping to ship when we do release it. So there's a mission mode, which is based on who earns the most experience points from doing missions, and within the time limit, you'll earn, for winning a multiplayer game, you'll earn a bunch of XP and money, and also deathmatch. So I will just leave it there for the moment and come back in a second and fire up join a server. Okay, the way I'm going to demonstrate this working, I've got 2 instances of the game running. The other instance is the server, so I can join it now. And you have a look here, you can see there is an option here to switch between LAN and internet. The internet list is pulled down from a database online. The backend for this was created by my good friend Matt Carr. It's a really cool system which makes it possible for you, once this gets released, to find servers a lot easier. Pretty much anyone who starts an online game, their server will be added to this list, and you'll be able to join it. So to be able to actually connect to it, you click on the server name, it'll pull down the IP address. I'm on LAN, so I'm going to connect to that now. Okay, so here we are in the lobby view, and you can select the different bases that you want to spawn at. You can send each other messages, a message from the server, and up here is a little menu. If you're the server, you'll get additional options to ban and kick people. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to spawn on the alpha base here on the server. You'll notice that it says that it's alpha base is unavailable, so that'll prevent anyone else from spawning on it, and they won't be able to spawn until the lunar module has cleared the base. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take off. You can see the lunar module taking off. One of the cool things we can also do is there is a spectator mode, so we'll spectate this player, and we can spin this around and have a look at them. we can right click and go into flyby mode. While you're in the flyby mode, you can use WASD and you can move the camera around, Q and E to go up and down, and if you hold shift it accelerates the rate of movement. And you can also, while in spectator mode, you can go to free cam. So if you right click one more time, we're now in free cam. So here we are, we can use the left mouse to click and drag and look around, and all very cool. Alright, so I better get the LM moving. Just get him up into a stable flight path. Alright, now just press escape, we'll go back here. I'm going to spawn on Bravo. There we go. Now then, you can now select players as targets, so on the in the navigation system. So there we go, you can see here on the nav point camera we're tracking the players and move across in front of us. And if I take off, you can actually see them flying up in front of us. And now what I might do is just switch to the cockpit view, and I'm going to launch a missile. Alright, what you heard was the audio. There we go. Sorry about that. What you heard was the audio from the other instance of the game running. So I'll just send another missile down. Does indeed look like I've got a bug there. Yeah. You can see that the lunar module's already exploded, but it's still tracking. So, as I said, this is work in development, and there's going to be some issues. Okay, so, alright, well, he's crashed. I'm going to spawn him again, this time on Delta. And let's see. There we have the target. One thing I will add is that the targeting requirements are going to change in the final version. You are going to be required to actually get a lock first, and that's going to work by the angle that you're facing the target. So roughly there'll be a circle on the screen here, and you'll need to keep the target within that circle before you'll get a lock. Okay, so some other things that I've added to the game is some new effects, and I'll just demonstrate that here in a moment. Okay, before I show those effects, there's one other thing that I wanted to show in this video, and that is that there's now a default camera mode, and this is that camera mode. This is to make things feel less intimidating when you first start the game from looking at the quad view. And there's also a new default mode. So this is the new default mode where the camera will look in the direction that the lunar module is facing, rather than the direction of your velocity, which looks like this. You can see it's looking over where the vector camera is looking, as opposed to there. So this actually was in the original game, and I changed it to the vector mode because I personally find that to be a better mode, but this is actually more accessible and less confusing to people that don't quite understand the concept of the velocity vector. Okay, so onto those effects. So now when you impact with the ground, there's some quite cool new impact effects. There are now scorch marks and debris that gets kicked up from the terrain. I'll try and demonstrate that right now. There it goes. Missiles. Here's a good spot. So you can see there's a big scorch mark here and bits of rock fly off. Okay, the last effect that I'm going to show you is the new rank up effect. So I'm just going to complete this mission, which will put me over the limit to rank up. Wow, pretty cool, huh? Okay, some other things that I've done is the dust thrust kick up that comes off the thrust effects when you get down low to the ground. It used to be just a line straight up and down with the contact point. It now gets the normal of the surface and aligns it to that. It's a small detail which you may not notice so much, but it produces a much nicer effect. So one other thing you might notice is that the landing pad, landing indicator now has a bracket around the edge border of the pad. So that just another little detail, a little bit of polish to make the game a little bit nicer. The next thing I'm going to show is the auto leveling feature. So this will be a great deal of help for a lot of people, I think. The way it works is that if you're not providing any RCS input, the Lunar module will automatically align itself with your velocity vector. So I put myself into a spin, let it go, it brakes, and turns it back. There we go. And if you are holding your thrust lock correctly, this makes recovering from an out of control situation much simpler. So I'll get into a bad position, enable my thrust lock, and I'm in a pretty stable situation right now. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope that gives you a pretty good sense of what's coming. Hope you feel as excited as I am about all this new stuff. It's been a lot of work, but it's been a lot of fun making it. And I hope to get it out soon. Once again, thank you for your support. It really does make all this possible. Bye, guys.